Hey guys, Craig from Accelerate Off-Grid Touring here. Today, come and check out this 300 series. We've just done a full setup in RV Solutions drawers, dual battery, all the stuff you need to get away and get touring. Righto, so we are right at the nice raw naked rump of this 300 series setup. We've shown you before plenty of times a full fitted drawer setup. We thought we'd strip it all out of this one and show you the magic electricery wizardry that happens under the floor in here. I'm going to use my little trusty friend here to show you bit by bit what we've done, what's going on, and why you need this in your 300. We do a few of these different systems. This particular one we've gone for a pretty simple 12 volt setup. You've probably seen a few other videos, which we can look at up here, that we've done some bigger inverter setups and like 200 amp hours and that sort of stuff. This one's more of a modest, simple touring setup for 12 volt only. So what we've got in the guts, come follow me. We're in here, we've got our Cangoee 110 amp hour Slimline Lithium. So this sucker gives you, 110 amp hours worth of power. So it'll run, a standard 60 litre car fridge, typically 3 to 4 days, depending on your temperatures. Obviously there's 100 variables at play, but really good battery, lots of capacity, super slim, fits under these drawers with heaps of room to spare. So there's plenty of ventilation, and no, the lithium's not gonna catch fire. Stop looking at the news, it's not gonna happen to you. Everything's okay, especially with these. Now, 5-year warranty on these Cangoees as well. And they're manufactured by a company called Vika, and they have a really good reputation for extremely good quality lithium batteries. So hence our reason of choice for under the floor for 110 amp hour setup. Being charged, obviously this needs a way of being charged up. So in the side panel, in this one, we've got Redarc 40 amp DC-DC. Now, why do we need a DC-DC? You'll know it, but if you don't, I'll tell you right now. It's because obviously otherwise you're not going to be able to recharge your battery, right? So while you're driving, this sucker's putting in 40 amps, meaning it's about 2.5, 3-ish hours from dead empty to dead full to charge one of these suckers up. So super fast charge so that way when you're running your fridge all the time, it doesn't take much driving time to get this sucker replenished. Now that Redarc charger does also do solar input as well. So under the rump here, we've got a Red Anderson, which does our solar input that feeds back through to the DC-DC charger. And you can plug your blanket in, whatever you want, to harness the lovely sun's natural energy, free to you. Obviously we have the battery, so this is what holds our power. The charger is what puts it into the battery, but how do we monitor it? Good question, glad you asked. Now, there's a few different options. We can go for a solid mounted, like an E-Pro gauge, which tells us on there. But to keep things nice and pretty and easy, we've actually gone with one of Redarc's new battery monitors. So use the Red Vision app, and this little sucker here will tell you exactly what's in your battery, how much you're consuming, or how much you're putting in charge-wise. So, pretty new product from Redarc, works really great, really simple, easy to use on your phone. So think of it as a flow meter for your battery. So people get a bit confused, why do I need one? Why can't I just work on voltage? You do need one. This is the only thing that'll give you actual percentage and get it to your phone, because it physically monitors what's coming out of the battery and what's going into the battery to keep you up to date so you don't run a flat and you don't end up with warm beer, because no one likes warm beer. Sucks. The other parts we've done to this build include an ARB twin cylinder air compressor stored nicely in this little area right under here, and also Airbag Man airbags underneath, so I'll show them in a second too, as well as a full onboard inflation kit as well, as you can see here. So I'll run through bit by bit what it is, what it does, why you need it in your 300. ARB air compressor. Why do we use ARB air compressors over other brands? Yeah, we can use other brands, so if you prefer something else, we can fit it. But to be honest, these suckers are still Australian made. They're still made down in ARB's factory down in Kilsyth or in Victoria somewhere, I believe. So Aussie made product. They're fully rebuildable and fixable. So if you use it that much, you wear out a seal or a piston or something like that, you can buy every single tiny little part from ARB, to fix them up again. So it's not a throw out item like just about everything else is these days. So it's going to serve you for a very, very, very long time, probably even longer than the Toyota's going to. So ARB air compressor in there, twin cylinder. They pump up to 150 PSI, which is obviously heaps. And they are quite fast to pump up. Standard four-wheel drive size tyres as well, so really good option for that. Now, that is controlled by ignition, so car has to be running for this to be on, to help aid. They're quite power hungry, right? So having the ignition on and the car running means that the car's putting in some charge while the compressor's taking away, so you're not running at such a deficit or a loss. Now, to turn him on, ignition on, got the car running, this little button right here, give him a quick flick, and that activates the compressor. Let's get him on and get him running. Now, ARB air chuck, so pretty straightforward. The ARB air hose just plugs into here, and then you push it to release it. So really simple, it's all at the back, easy to access. Now, airbags. Why do you need airbags? If you're towing, you need airbags. If you're not, not a big deal. So they've got a round gauge, a digital one, so it's flash and black and fits in with the rest of the GR Sports interior. Looks really pretty, which gives you a reading of your airbag pressure on each side. Now airbags, you don't want any less than about 5 PSI, no more than about 50, 60 PSI depending on the brand. These are set about halfway, they're about 28 at the moment. Which is where you normally have them for towing most size vans depending on your ball weight. So that tells you how much air pressure's in your bags each side, so you can see exactly what's inside them, and also monitor for leaks in case you do have a small little air leak going on somewhere. The best part is rather than what I explained before about having to stop at a servo or something like that to pump them up, you got these two little pretty paddle switches right here. Now, what that does when your compressor's switched on, that allows you to pump your airbags up or down without having to get your hoses out, get anything else out. It's there, it's ready to go. It's super accessible and easy to adjust. Hook your van on, hold these levers in, left and right for both sides, and that will inflate the car and bring the back of the car up. Or if you need to go down, once you take your van back off, quite simple. You can just hold them down and you can hear the air release out of each side. If your car or van is unevenly weighted, so your car's sitting down on one side and not the other, you can also trim them different heights too to level it all out. So they're a really, really good option, and they don't affect your ride quality when the vehicle's unladen or you're not towing, unlike heavy suspension does. Both have their pros and cons, but this is what we've done for this customer, and it's going to work extremely well for their situation. And another thing we've got at the back here, you've probably seen and think, what the hell is that? Is this mysterious little blue button? Now, pretty simple, nothing too sinister. This little sucker just turns on a rock light we've got in the tailgate here. Now, these are the Drive Tech rock lights. We do a few different brands. These ones are brighter than my Future, so they're really, really good light for the back of your 300. In the back, running off the battery system, just run through in detail, is one of our signature pretty powder-coated, Accelerate engraved cup holder socket banks. No more sippy cups in the third row. You've now got sockets. So 2 Andos, in this case we've got 2 Grey Andersons for pairing, I don't know, travel buddy ovens, anything else that runs off an Anderson really, up to 30 amps. Run through those suckers. We've also got a standard cigarette socket, so normal 12 volt accessory SIG socket, and a twin USB A and C. There you go, funky thing. Now we've got all of the clothes dressed back on this drawer system, so I can actually show you it in its entirety. Now, RV Solutions make a massive range of drawers. I should stress pretty highly, this is one of their more basic setups, but for a modest, simple touring setup, it works really well. So, on the right-hand side, we've got the standard roller drawer. So, super nice and light. Now, I should mention, these are the premium alloy drawers from RV Solutions, which means they are the lightest, or one of the lightest, drawer systems on the market. So, really, really nice and light, not gonna throw your GVM way over the limit. And this is the premium black trim too, so you can see the lovely black finish on this, which matches with the GR Sport really nicely. Back to this, so obviously full length drawer, Now, these suckers lock in, so if you're on a downhill slope, no more holding and it rolling back in and being a pain in the backside. These roll out and they are firm as when they are here. Roll it back in, pretty simple. Little yellow lever, pull it up, in like that. They don't rattle, they don't carry around. They're super well fitting, super good quality and super light. That's why we use these more than anything else, to be honest. They're just a really awesome set of drawers. Now, on this side, you're probably thinking, what the heck, what am I gonna put in here with this little gap? But wait and see, because this simply pops out like so. So when you're not using your fridge, you can pop the lid back on here. A lot of people make up a little drawer, and we can make up one for you if you like, to pop on the fridge slide if you want to, while the top's on, so you've got a bit more storage. But the whole idea is flat deck when fridge not in use, fridge is in use, chuck your fridge on the slide, and away you go. Chuck it on, obviously pretty simple, straightforward fridge slide. That unlatches, this comes out, happy days. This one's a sort of 40-litre angle, can get bigger ones. Now, another accessory you can get for these RV Solutions drawers as well, if you want to stack stuff mountain high, you can get a nice barrier, a pre-made barrier which sits around here too, which is easily removed. So you can go from full fridge cage barrier setup to panel on top, flat deck, modular, suits your needs depending whether you're just grocery getting or just running around town, or if you're actually full-time touring. Really, really good modular setup on behalf of RV Solutions there. We've gone for the GME AE4704 antenna on this one, on a GMF bonnet mount bracket. So nice and short, super robust, not going to break in a hurry, and not super obtrusive. It can still be undercover car parks. So I fitted this bad boy along with the GME XRS radio, which I'll show you in a sec. But this sucker is bolted to the GMF bonnet mount bracket, which means there's no drilling, no cutting, no nothing. It bolts to the existing bonnet mount, or bonnet brackets I should say, using existing bolts. There's not really many other solutions if you want an antenna if you don't have a ball bar. So these look really nice, they're not obtrusive, and they're super duper strong. So I just showed you the antenna. This is what it's attached to, GME XRS Connect radio. Check out our video down here about how to program these suckers. But essentially, yeah, 80 channel, UHF, Australian made, so you can talk to all of your other grey nomads in your caravan convoy and make sure you don't get lost, or that one of you haven't had a heart attack or a stroke. But anyway, really good for communication. Obviously, keep in touch with everyone around you, keep in touch with the truckies, make sure you're not getting in their way. And they are extremely clear, loud, and they just work really bloody well. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. If you like what I've shown you through today, be sure to shoot us a like, chuck us a subscribe. Any questions, drop in the comment section down below. Check out some of our other touring videos up here, and YouTube reckons you should watch this.